Hi, I'm Avery, and I'm really glad you're here. This is Daily Grace, a quiet place to slow down, to breathe, and to remember that God meets us exactly where we are. This series is called Grace for the Second Wife and Second Husband. It was created for people who love deeply and are learning how to live faithfully inside a story that didn't start with them. Before we begin, I want you to know this is a gentle space. There is no pressure to fix anything, no expectation to feel resolved. This space is for the parts of your heart that love deeply and still feel tender. For the moments when being the second chapter comes with questions you did not ask for, comparisons you did not choose, emotions that rise quietly and unexpectedly. If you're a second wife or a second husband, you may carry gratitude and insecurity at the same time, joy and vigilance, commitment and uncertainty. Here you are allowed to hold all of that. Being second does not mean being less. You are not a replacement. You are chosen. This series is not about fixing yourself or proving your place or silencing what feels hard. It is about grace. Grace that meets emotional triggers with gentleness. Grace that honors the story God is writing now, not the one that came before you. Each day, we will sit with one small truth, one quiet reassurance, one steady reminder that God is present in blended stories and unfinished chapters. You do not need to rush this. You do not need to arrive anywhere. Just come as you are and let grace meet you here. And today, we're reflecting on what it means to step into a story that already has a past. What it feels like to begin in the middle, to accept the chapter you didn't write, and trust that God is still rewriting the story with grace. This message is for anyone learning to honor a new beginning without erasing what came before. If that's you, you're in the right place. Before we begin, just take a breath. You do not need to catch up. You do not need to prove anything. You are allowed to arrive right where you are. There is a quiet ache that can come with being second. Not second in value, but second in sequence. Your love story did not start at the beginning. There were chapters before you, years you did not witness, memories you did not help make, and sometimes that can leave you wondering where you fit. What parts of this story are yours? What parts you are allowed to claim? If that thought has ever crossed your heart, you're not doing anything wrong. God is not limited by order. He is not constrained by chronology. He is not confused by stories that begin mid-sentence. Scripture reminds us that God makes all things new. Not all things first, but all things new. New chapters, new beginnings, new meaning woven into already what exists. Your presence here is not an interruption. It is an intention. Maybe you have felt like you walked onto a stage where the set was already built, roles already named, history already heavy. You did not design the past, but you are not required to disappear inside it either. God does not ask you to compete with what came before. He invites you to live fully in what is now. There is a difference between joining a story late and being written into it on purpose. You were written in on purpose. Your love is not a footnote. Your care is not an afterthought. Your faithfulness is not a place of. You may still be learning how to stand in this space, learning how to belong without comparison, learning how to trust that your chapters matter. That is okay. Grace does not rush understanding. Grace allows you to grow into your place gently. Today, there is no lesson to master, no emotion to fix, just an invitation to release the pressure to start at the beginning, to trust the God who meets us in the middle. You're not late. You're not less. You're right on time for the story God is still writing. And this chapter matters too. Today is not a lesser beginning. It is still held by God's hand. Before you go, take a quiet moment to breathe. May God's grace meet you gently where you are today, and may you carry that grace with you as you go. Thank you for listening. Take only what you need and let go of the rest.